A very good afternoon, everyone. Hi, this is Manisha Khetri. I'm an architect and a landscape architect. First of all, I would like to welcome you all for the fifth webinar series, part five of IGBC Green New School Program 2025. And this we have been. This is the 19th edition of IGBC Green New School Program with 18 years of succession already happened, which was supported by Career and the supporting association United Way of Delhi. So, in fact, it is a very great opportunity for all the schools to actually think of sustainability, keep them in place, and practice them in place, and preach and also practice sustainability as a part of their learning. So, this program actually initiated by IGBC, supported by Carrier and United Way of Delhi. We three would like to give you an idea on how the entire program is all about throughout the webinar, and also I would like to give a personal brief on our rating system, Green School rating system. And apart from that, today's topic, what we thought we'll be speaking on learning grounds, which will dive deep into as we move forward in the webinar. First of all, I would like to welcome all the students, teachers, and administrators from various schools and sustainability enthusiasts to be a part of this webinar and also to the program. So before I get into the program, I would like to talk about IGBC. IGBC is the India's only council, Indian Green Building Council, and it is the founding member of World Green Building Council, WGBC, since 2004. And it started, it had developed around 32 rating systems for various building typology, ranging from net zero, commercial, residential, transit, built environment, education, industrial, and health and well-being. The main idea or the main motto of these rating systems is basically to make the places that you stay, live, learn, work, play, transit, and worship should all go green and sustainable. So the green building movement in India, it started with one building, that is the Green CII's GBC Green Building Center. That is where right now I'm sitting in 2001 with 20,000 of SFT of built up area, and it had actually inspired going about 15,000 plus green building projects to go green, covering up to 14 plus billion square feet. So it is a phenomenal, it is a very phenomenal journey for GBC, mainly to IGBC, to reach to a greater extent where about 15,000 plus green building projects have been certified by under IGBC in various categories of the 32 rating systems. So out of that, one such rating system is Green School rating system. And as a part of that, other than the rating system, we does a lot of programs for the schools also. So the IGBC Green School programs also include, craft making, origami exercises, and, the painting competition, elocution competition, debates, and, various, and other than that, the IGBC Green New School program. We have conducted many awareness programs from the past 20 years and actively from the last 10 years to make sure that the students, the thought of green goes into the students at a very tender age. So the activities include awareness programs, education and training, implementation of green features, and through the rating system and also through the program and many other initiatives. As I told you, this is the 19th edition of IGBC Green New School Program 2025. And as we dive deep into the main theme of this particular program is Energize with Care, Protect What's Rare. So this is the theme has been carefully the theme has been carefully given to make sure that the energy choices of the students are taken in such a way, are thought in such a way that they are going to protect what's rare. The rare thing is the biodiversity and the wildlife. So this is basically to encourage the students to explore how their choices affect the forest and wildlife and emphasize the importance of conservational practices and to reduce those impact on the environment. So the theme encourages a sense of responsibility towards energy conservation and biodiversity protection, which should always go hand in hand and which directly complements IGBC's goal of promoting sustainability, eco-conscious behavior, and green infrastructure in schools. So by embedding the Energize with Care, Protect What's Rare message into the daily school life through the IGBC framework, one can cultivate, or the schools can cultivate eco-literacy, action-based learning, and stewardship. That is nothing but the the accountability or the responsibility towards the mindset towards the green and sustainability towards their own space, that is the school. So we always feel that schools are the shaping centers and to shape the green leaders of tomorrow. So that is why the program's main idea is to shape tomorrow's leaders at a very young age. My friend Zoya from UWD, United Way of Delhi, she'll be giving an idea on the details of the awards and recognition. But to just have a continuation of the program thought, I thought I'll just give you a very brief introduction on the prizes. The top three winning schools, once the school, considering the theme of this particular year, Energize with Care and Protect What's Rare, the school have to submit the presentation with 5 ideas with the budget allocation and the timeline. And once the school, shortlist in the top three winning schools, the top three winning schools will be given an opportunity, or the top three schools will be called to this year's Green Building Congress that is going to happen in Mumbai this year, that is in the month of November from 26th to 29th. So on 26th, the top three winning schools will be coming and giving a jury. And on 27th, the cash prize of 3 lakh grant, towards implementation of green ideas will be given by the by IGBC on the very next day, along with the trophy and the certificate. And the next 5 schools will be given about 2.25 lakhs of grant towards implementation of green ideas and certificates. Apart from that, all participating schools will be given a certificate of participation. So let us now get into the learning grounds. That is the today's webinar topic. So I'm an architect and a landscape architect Manisha Kirtikavuri. I'm an associate counselor working here in IGBC. And I'm taking care of green school rating system, green landscape rating system, and also green residential society rating system. So let us don't waste time. Let us get into the today's topic, that is learning grounds, designing and exploring biodiversity energy and biodiversity energy zones in schools. So first of all, let us understand why learning grounds are very much important for any school to thrive. Why without a learning ground, isn't school itself a learning ground? Yes, it is a learning ground. The school itself is a learning ground. But what happens is there's something which sometimes miss is the biodiversity and the idea of energy in energy zones in school. So when you implement these implementations with respect to biodiversity and energy zones in a school and try to connect them or make them more interest to the children by making them a learning zone, that matters a lot. The children get to learn a lot by, if you can make, or if the school can provide an opportunity for the students to learn with fun. So first of all, let us think of it. Why rethink school campuses? Why should we have to rebuild the school campuses or rethink the school campuses in such a way the biodiversity and the energy zones are there in a school? So there is a strong link between sustainability, education, and biodiversity, which it is completely undeniable. And education, as I told you, it builds awareness and skills for sustainable living. Once upon a time, this was not the case. Once upon a time, our ancestors lived a very sustainable life. In fact, they were living a very sustainable life, and their every pattern, every practice of theirs was so sustainable that they used to depend on the renewable sources. They used to depend on the they used to live a lot in the biodiversity. They were inseparable from the biodiversity. But today's situation is not like that. The infrastructure development or the migration, various aspects like that had created a scenario like that afforestation happened, then the building scheme, then we are adding various services like electrical, sewerage, or water, drainage, and other sorts of forming, other sorts of what we say, the service areas into this. And apart from that, apart from the service implementation, operational issues had come. Then we thought that now we have to depend on renewable sources. Then when we are depending on renewable sources, so it's a cycle, it's a vicious cycle. And when we can reintroduce these things in such a way without compromising on adapting the renewable practices into the into the schools, at the same time introducing biodiversity in such a way that students can actually have more fun and can learn a lot from the school, which they might not learn at a home level, in fact. Biodiversity is a key to climate balance, food and resilience. In fact, schools are living hubs, living labs, which connect learning with the real-time sustainability. That is what we need. In most of the schools they does certain kind of prototypes as an examination, as a kind of observation for the students to understand how in a larger scenario in the outer context it's going to happen. Also, anything for that sake, they come up with a short and condensation exercise, rain, precipitation, and all, water cycle, like food cycle, like that. They create such kind of experiments within a school lab. Similarly, outside the school also, like within the outer spaces of the schools also, should become like a prototype or a living lab kind of a scenario, so that they get to see how biodiversity actually matures over the time, how biodiversity actually supports them over the time. And schools are living laboratories for climatic action, which anyone definitely agrees to this. So, coming to the synergy for campus sustainability, if you look into, the schools are definitely the living laboratories. They are the experimental eco labs. Curriculum and infrastructure has to always go in hand in hand. It is not like we preach sustainability only to the books and the school doesn't provide anything about sustainability. Then where will the students learn? They learn from the books. They observe it from the outside. That a school shouldn't actually, uh, you know, uh, uh, shouldn't create a scenario like that. So whatever they're learning to a maximum extent, to a larger possibility scenario, the school should be providing such kind of scenarios apart from the curriculum integration. And applied wellness and learning, definitely for the benefit of the kid or the student, definitely there should be an applied wellness and learning. Healthy and sustainability campuses always thrive and always help the kid to thrive, as we had discussed in the previous webinars also. In case anyone had missed these webinars, you can please go through the YouTube links which are there, and you can search with IGBC Green Your School Program 2025 webinar series. You can definitely go through all the links, and you can go through the previous videos as well. So, biodiversity energy zones. First of all, what are biodiversity energy zones? Let us look into the definition. Integrated spaces that combine clean energy systems like solar, composting, rainwater harvesting, like that, with biodiversity rich learning areas. The main purpose to create such kind of biodiversity or biodiversity energy zones is basically to transform the campuses into hands-on, immersive, sustainability labs. Apart from that, the main goal is to foster ecological literacy, responsibility, and sustainable living practices. So sustainable school initiatives can also implement like renewable energy, integration of solar panels and energy monitoring. This promotes sustainability, and also it saves a lot of energy for the common spaces in the school. And living labs, like schools become living labs for students. This promotes hands-on learning for the students and foster biodiversity. Native gardens and wildlife habitats are created in such a way that they get to know how a biodiversity unfolds over the year, blooms every year, blooms in every season, how it responds to every season of the climatic change. And this actually helps in ecological, understanding the ecological mapping as well. An energy learning zone, if you see here, sustainability energy features in schools definitely give an idea for understanding energy learning. So solar PV panels with real-time displays. So understanding a solar PV, what does it do? How does it actually absorbs the sun energy? How is it then converted into an electricity? So this kind of understanding happens to the kid at a very young age. And apart from that, the reading of it, how much of the solar energy is being converted into into the energy, and how much of it electricity, how much of the electricity is being used for the school, by the school, how much extra is being harvested by the solar PVs, and whether it is sent to the grid. So this kind of understanding the students can get at a very young age when such implementations are there. So show live data on energy generation, use, and CO2 savings. So with every kilowatt of energy, how much of carbon savings had actually happened, carbon dioxide savings had actually happened. So this kind of analyzation or this kind of equivalent data can be given in such a way the students will get to know the importance of solar PV, the importance of solar power, and also the wind power. And you in not only solar, not necessarily solar PV, in energy in places where there's a good wind movement, wind energy can also be taken from the turbines and all generated from the turbines. So that also can be a prototype, and it can be used for the school's purpose at the same time for the students to understand. And energy efficient lighting and appliances. So lighting fixtures matters a lot, so which reduces an electricity bill. Dependency on electricity itself is reduced when an efficient energy efficient lighting fixtures are used, and if appliances like printers or ACs, or even the laptop systems, monitors, or any of the lab refrigerators, lab required equipment, if all these are energy certified, or if these are BEE 3 stars or more than 3 star or 4 or 5 star certified, definitely they add a lot, and they actually reduce the carbon footprint on a longer run. And integrated learning kiosks. So engage students with hands-on knowledge of renewable energy. So school should have these provisions as a matter of, for every 100 steps, or for every 100 steps, or every 200 steps, or 150 steps, there should be a learning point for the students, in such a way that as they walk, they should be learning about something new every year at least. And solar powered schools are a boom for the future. In fact, they enable digital learning in remote communities also. And looking at the energy efficient lighting, one should switch to LEDs, which is mostly happening everywhere. So use it. The main use it is 80% of less energy is used than incandescent bulbs. And daylight integration. So install daylight sensors or dimmers. So where there is a good amount of daylight available, if a dimmer is there, definitely, so not so much of artificial light is used at that point. Task lighting, which uses focus lighting instead of general bright lighting. And motion sensors automate lights in corridors, washrooms, automated lights in corridors, washrooms, and outdoor zones, which completely lit only during a human movement, but not in any other, when it is not being used. This actually curbs a lot of energy practically also. We are seeing in most of the projects, in fact. And smart controls, timers and occupancy controls, which reduce the wastage of electricity. So such kind of monitoring should be there, such kind of, only focused lighting, or focus, task focused lighting should be there. So then a lot of energy is saved in terms of lighting. Apart from that, appliances, if you see star rated appliances, like which like fans, ACs, refrigerators, as I already told you, always choose BEE 5 star rated or equivalent rated fans, ACs, and refrigerators. Smart power strips, so reduce Pantheon loads, which standby energy, what we call here. And inverter technology, ACs and refrigerators with inverter compressors save 30 to 40% of energy. Definitely, when an inverter technology is there, the AC needn't have to pick up again. So this saves a lot of energy. And efficient motors, BLDC ceiling fans or high efficiency pumps, which are even available in market. You can definitely use that. And scheduled use, so use appliances in such a way, you can off them during the peak hours, and so that the load shifting can actually happen and save a lot of energy in certain cases. Coming to waste and resource management zone, waste and resource management. Waste, definitely any school or any project for that sake produces a lot of waste in terms of dry waste, wet waste, or medical waste for the healthcare centers and hospitals or clinics, or in certain cases, there can be completely plastic waste. And coming to the schools, it's most likely like a paper waste which is generated coming to the schools majorly. So waste to resource features in schools have to be installed. So the wet waste can be converted into biogas, can be converted through the compost pits and biogas units. The school can convert the wet waste or convert food waste into manure and clean energy. And apart from that, segregation and recycling hubs. So encourage responsible waste management. So every day, if the students are spending from each standard, if the students are spending even half an hour to segregate the waste or to pick the waste in such a way and dispose them at a very responsible manner, that reduces half of the pain, and that also becomes a learning for the student how to handle waste quite humbly and at a very gentle manner. Learning cycle. So demonstrate circular economy by turning waste into valuable resources. Recently, I visited a school where they have converted certain, or they had used these mm, uh, plastic waste of that comes from the milk papers, oil packets, all these waste. They actually used in such a way that they made purses out of it. And they are actually tying up with a Australian company also on that. So it is a very small initiative which they have done, but that mattered a lot. It's a very great innovation or an intervention to the students also. Now they are understanding how waste matters, and how, even demonstrating this circular economy, the importance of circular economy. They are understanding how to treat the existing waste. So existing waste is a problem, so that problem can be converted into money. So they are finding out ways in such a, because young minds are much sharper than what we even think. So, understanding the circular economy, understanding the entire anatomy of waste generation and waste degradation, it allows the students to come up with enormous thoughts and a lot of understanding. Water and climate zone. So coming to the water and climate responsive features, if we just see rainwater harvesting ponds, bioswales, rain gardens, or any other water features which capture, store, and filter rainwater, has to be there in school, in any school, because water becomes a major issue soon. So we have already seen examples like Bangalore, Jaipur, and many other cities within India which had completely run out of water at one point of time, which is a very scary scenario. So why should we give a hand for that? So instead, if we go with a rainwater harvesting ponds or a bioswales where biodiversity actually thrives a lot, in fact, it's a very proven case. And water features also matters a lot in such a way that they capture, store, and filter rainwater. Nature-based cooling. So coming to the shaded canopies, green roofs, and water bodies, they reduce the heat at a very larger level. This helps the lower biodiverse, faunal beings to actually thrive in such kind of nature-based cooling systems. And biodiversity support ponds and wetlands, as I told you, will provide habitat for birds, insects, and some bees and other aquatic life. So, understanding a hands-on understanding to the students at a very young age on making them water sensitive, or making them understand how each drop matters. It helps a lot in a longer run. Learning through exploration, so nature-based learning, nature trails within the campus. If a biodiversity zone is created, by creating nature trails or explore zones, explore and observe, exploration and observation of campus biodiversity helps a lot. So weekly a day or weekly or 2 hours of time, you can take students to capture, like every week or every fortnight or once in 15 days. You can take students to this kind of energy zone which is developed within the campus by the students. And it is when it is under observation every 15 days or every 10 days, when they are actually roaming through these nature-based learning trails and all. This helps the students to thrive and understand on how the growth, the systematical or a sequential growth of these biodiversity zones had evolved over the time. For that sake, last month, January, we had developed a butterfly garden within our own campus. Within next 2 months, there is a very huge number of butterfly species increase. Even in the month of summer, in May, harsh summers this time, we could see a very good spike of butterflies that had come up to this area, and we could easily see some 200 varieties of butterflies. So this had given us a very good enthusiasm. We ourselves felt like kids. And imagine when kids actually be in such kind of zones and observe such kind of development that drags them to the nature, it matters a lot. And citizen science, bird counts, plant mapping, insect studies matters a lot. And the students can do such kind of exercises every 10 days so that it becomes a fun exercise. At the same time, it adds a lot of learning to them as in this school time. And curriculum integration connects with biology, geography, and environmental studies. So, but for that, once a school have to come up with native gardens, which create landscapes with indigenous plants for resilience and low maintenance, butterfly parks and bird feeders attract and supports local wildlife, mainly when there is a seasonal change, when there is a migratory bird period. At that time, these grounds, these learning grounds actually become a very fun and informative zone for the kids. So observation spaces design nature trails and corners in such a way that the students happens to explore flora and fauna, understand the relation between flora and fauna. Pollinator support, encourage bee hotels, which we already thought, and butterfly gardens and birds to restore ecosystems, and ecosystem restoration. Promote balance, soil health, and biodiversity conservation, which we already talked in the previous webinars. So other than this, what are the benefits of coming up with such kind of learning grounds, biodiversity and energy zones? If we see for students, definitely, as I told you, it will become an experimental learning, curiosity and eco leadership skills happens at a very young age. They tend to develop such kind of eco leadership skills. And for schools, energy saving, stronger reputation, definitely, and green certification. For any green certification, if you apply, it is easy for you to thrive when you are following such kind of sustainable practices. Apart from that, the biodiversity energy zones. And for communities, biodiversity enhancement, environmental awareness, and resilient building is definitely seen. So call for action. So how to start such kind of zones? If you see the way forward, and every school can come up with a mini green lab. As I told you, the tiny corners in the schools or the unused corners in the schools or the vertical areas can actually be developed into a biodiversity zone and a hub for sustainability. And this can become a hub for sustainability and innovation. So it should become a collective involvement of the teachers, parents, communities, sustain IGBC practices, so that what happened, the students will start owning it. The teachers will happen to see the development in the students, and that gives a very different, thriving feeling for for the teachers as well. And apart from that, even the parents, when the parents are involved, they will understand how much your school is actually, encouraging the students towards such green missions, such kind of plantations. It's not just planting a tree, but you are giving the stewardship of that particular small plant to a kid. So it's his responsibility. It will make him feel very proud, or him or her very proud, and the parent will definitely enjoy such kind of small initiatives. And future ready campuses, definitely nurturing, when the seed that you plant today is going to become a huge tree tomorrow, definitely. So nurturing responsible eco consciousness conscious global citizens. So this is one case study, which is a school called Good Shepherd International School, which is IGBC Platinum certified school, which is in Tamil Nadu. So this school had done a lot of green interventions. Apart from its setting itself, it is beautifully located in a very hilly area. But if you just look at the kind of implementations that they have done, is very phenomenal, in fact. And it goes beyond infrastructure. They had given good importance to eco education, health and well-being, health and hygiene, nutrition, physical activity and safety. And they covered energy efficiency, water conservation and waste management practices within this particular project. So as I told you, green education, rainwater harvesting of 15 lakh liter is happening, and 1000 kilowatt solar PV has been installed on the roof of this particular project, which and apart from that, 400 KLD wastewater treatment and reuse happened, and 37% of the green cover is observed in the site, which is a very great number, apart from the grounds, apart from the lawns. And international standard health and well-being facilities are there in the school. And pedestrian network, there's a good pedestrian network all around the school, which encourages the students to walk more. And organic waste management, this helped the students to understand how their wet waste is being converted into a very effective manure. And green education as a part of their curriculum. So these are few of the glimpses. These are few of the examples of implementations that the school had done. They also integrated international standards of health and well-being facilities by giving internal exercise areas, indoor and outdoor play areas, and apart from that, they have a huge ground. They have indoor sports arena, and they also have swimming pools. And definitely, the school allowed the space allowed like this, but there are also examples of those schools which are, which doesn't have which has space as a constraint, but still never negotiated on the implementation that they would like to do in that particular school. So this is one of the example. And IGBC Green School Rating System, if we look into, the main idea of the Green School Rating System, as I told you, is basically to see the principles for the students at a very young age to improve the quality of life, daylight, ventilation, hygiene, drinking water, healthy food and hygiene toilets. And the rating system also addresses the improvement in the building performance, like energy savings up to 30 to 50%, water savings up to 20 to 30%. Infrastructural facilities like writing desks, sitting benches, lights and fans, facilities for physical and health and well-being are also definitely taken into. So, Green School is the one which addresses health and hygiene of the children, conserves natural resources, uses less water, optimizes energy efficiency, and generates less waste as compared to a conventional school. So these are few of the schools which are certified by IGBC Green School Initiative, like Newton School, Kolkata, Candor International School, Ramakrishna Mission School, Cygnus World School, Modi School, Rajasthan, and Saraswati Bal Mandir in Delhi, Ramakrishna Mission School in Chennai. All these schools are which are certified by IGBC. And coming to the IGBC Green School rating system, as I told you, apart from those schools, Hyderabad Public Schools in Hyderabad, and Apple Global School in Ahmedabad, KGBV schools, Indus Valley School in Kolkata, Ramakrishna Mission schools, and KFI schools, like that, many schools have been certified under IGBC Green School rating system. And the rating system has been launched in September 2014, which happened to finish 10 years of its introduction into the sustainability world. And applicable for both existing, and it is applicable for both existing and new schools. So the benefits of the green and healthy schools, if you look into, definitely performance of the students and the building is improved a lot. The performance of the students in terms of their concentration had improved a lot. Pedagogy, the science and art of education is observed is the Ecos Institute is both a passion and a science to the children. Children gets sensitized to environmental aspects at a very tender age. Community, it helped to educate the greater community, and it creates a responsibility to the students at a very young age towards their actions, and have more concern towards the environment. So it is applicable for both. The rating system is applicable for both existing and new schools. Existing schools, certified silver, gold, and platinum. So platinum is the highest, level of all the schools, of all the certification levels. And the main holistic approach, if we just see, site selection and planning, sustainable water practices, conserving and harvesting energy, eco-friendly school material, indoor environmental quality, health and well-being, and education and green education are the main focus areas that we are concentrating through the rating system. Now, my friend Zoya from United Way of Delhi, the program coordinator for this IGBC Green Year School program, will be giving you a glimpse or understanding of the entire process of registration, and the uploading of the presentation to all the schools. Zoya. Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, Zoya. Let me
Can
stop
you hear
sharing the
me?
screen. Yeah, we can hear you. Let me stop sharing the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
fine.
visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, for joining the call. The IGBC Green Your School program is our annual program which is open to schools across India, where we encourage schools to come up with sustainable ideas to convert their existing buildings into the greener building. The overall objective of the IGBC Green Your School program is to instill eco-sensitive behavior in the daily lifestyle of the children, to enable students to spread awareness about the environmental education, to enable both new and existing schools to incorporate the sustainable ideas. Our overall vision is to establish and enable majority of the schools in India to convert into the green schools by 2025. We have for this year we have extended this program till 25th of September for the registration and 25th of October for the submission. This is the 19th year in succession with support of Career and United Way Delhi. Uh, the eligibility criteria to participate in this competition is to you have to form a team of one teacher and three students from one school from the standard 7 to 9th. And after the formation of the team, you have to go to our website and register your school there. This is the homepage of our website. When if you will type go green your school in greenyourschool.in over the Google, this homepage will appear. And then through the registration button, you can register your school, providing the detailed ask. This is our methodology. We circulate the information to schools every year on 5th of June. Then you can go to our website and see if registrations are open or not. Once you will form the team, then you have to develop on sustainability. You have to propose 5 ideas. These ideas should be in the form of presentation. This should not be in the form of working model or non-working model. It should be in the form of presentation. Once you prepare the presentation, you can go and upload that presentation on our website by logging to the details through which you have registered your schools. Once you will register, then you will get the email from automated email from our side. In that you will get one PPT template. In that template only you have to propose those ideas. Once you will submit those ideas, our team shortlist the entries based on the entries received, and after that we do pre-jury and jury and select all top 8 school. Top 3 finalists receive 2 3 lakh grant and top 8 finalists receive 2.25 lakh grant to implement those ideas, and you get the time of 1 year to implement those ideas, one financial year. So this is the overall program. And for like top 3 finalists has to come and present their sustainable ideas to us in front of our jury in our award ceremony, which is totally free. We invite you, we take care of the boarding, lodging, everything will be taken care by us. So this program is totally free. You don't have to pay any registration or submission or presentation fees. This is our evaluation criteria. We give 20 marks in for the ideas which are practical in implementation, 10 marks for the ideas which are innovative, 5 marks for the ideas which will benefit the schools and society, and 5 marks to the ideas in which you give propose the education and awareness component. This is our award and certificate. Top 3 schools will get the grant amount of 3 lakh to implement those ideas and a trophy to each student, participant student. And the top 5 schools will get the grant of 2.25 lakh and the certificate. And also all the participant will get the participation certificate who will successfully submit those ideas. This is so far ideas implemented by previous winners in school. And these are some of the recommendation which you can take into the consideration, like you can propose some ideas on energy efficiency, some ideas on water conservation, some on waste reduction, some on green landscaping, some on curriculum integration, and some on sustainable transportation. So Green Your School program is free for all and it is open for all the school pan India. You just have to go to our website and register your school simply. And once you will register, you will receive an email from our end. And then you have to just prepare the PPTs, prepare the sustainable ideas which you think your school can have those ideas, but they lack those ideas. And then you can submit those PPT at our website. That's all. We can take the questions in late in the end of the session.
Yeah. Is my screen visible, Zoya?
Yes, Manisha.
Okay. Thank you, Zoya. Thank you for giving a very good understanding on the entire process of the program for the schools. If any questions are there, the teachers can ask at the end, or the school can ask at the end, where we'll be giving 10 minutes for the question and answer session. So now I would like to invite Miss Anjali Jaiswal. She is the PGT physics teacher for Hansraj Public School in Panchkula, who had actually guided her students to be one of the top next 5 schools of 20 winners of 2024 IGBC Green Your School program. Miss Anjali Jaiswal?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening.
Yeah, you can start sharing your screen.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah.
Yeah. So, first of all, I would like to thank and all those who are attending and aspiring for this year's the 19th edition. All the best. And the Zoya and Manisha at the background, they are always ready to help you with all your doubts. This is what I had learned while I was working with my children, right? So, like, enough has been said about the practices and all. I'm straight away coming about what we did as a school. And so we started with, like, I was there. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Anjali ji, it is
All right.
visible.
Yeah, okay. So we were the team of 3 students. I picked up the student from class 9th only. And our school is there in Panchkula, as is being informed. And like layout plan of the school has been given. Like this is my PPT which I'm sharing. We worked. Somebody can have more like creative ideas for this. So this was the thing. And here I had the practices which we are our school is already having. So here we are already, like, there was one energy literacy program. I only initiated that program in the school, and some energy literacy training was given to 500 parents, teachers, and students. They were total in 500. And it was also some of the government initiative, and we got some digital clock, the environment clock. The ticking clock always guides us, key, like it's the time to raise and do something for the environment. Then these are the various practices our school is already doing. The green warriors, the rainwater harvesting system is there. We have one herbal garden. Then this giveaway edition is there, where we were having, actually this giveaway edition was the main idea. Like it is little more beyond the donations and all. We were using the whatever waste the school is generating or we are collecting from the students. That waste we were giving to some outsource agency, those who were converting it to the notebooks and all. And they were we were getting those notebooks out of the raddi, like each child is getting 4 kg of the raddi, then including that amount was being given. So this only was the idea, like which we took to the further the future ideas also. So these are the practices we are already doing. And here in this practice, even we have got the award in the IMC award also we have got for this Green Warrior event we launched, and we are practicing in our school. Then this energy literacy training about which I was talking, and these are the silver certificate and then environment clock which we have got. And then the efficient building, like if you can see the top of the rooftop of the building of the school. So we have like there are 3 portions which we have painted white, just so that the building is protected from the external heat. So that special paint and everything was done because our school lies in the north region. So it's quite hot during the summers in that area. So the automation also we were working, and we took it to the further plan also. We have a plan to take it better. This was some of the prototype, one of the prototype prepared at our school itself only. So just to reduce the water waste, the leaking taps problem, and saving on the plumbing cost and all. So this was the automation to save water. This was one of the project TP tap being done in the school at one time. Then this is that recycling blitz which I was talking to you regarding that Radhi thing, and outsource agency was there to pick up and converting it to the notebooks for us. Then we are having the already, like other schools might also be having the school app. So we try to use the less of the paper. And then this we are having in the washrooms, the sanitary napkin dispensers are there. So we have it in the girls washroom at the same time. And then the upcycling for our blues, like where we are having these denims and we are changing these denims, the students are getting in the school itself to convert into the useful items. And then the craft tribe is our school organization which is selling it at some of the events, the PTMs and the fair and all. uh, and then these things are, we are like non-profit, like very less profit, and that profit is given to some of the NGOs and all. And then we are having this giveaway editions, the whatever the used books and all stationery items are there. So right in the year beginning, we have a special drive where we put the things so that the next class they can take all those things. And these are the some glimpses of our herbal garden, like we were hearing in the first part of the PPT, like the ecosystem if we are developing for the like the better, like the pollination and all the things can be done. Though I personally feel that we can still further work on this area in our school, it can be taken to the next step. And then why do we want to go green? That is the major thing, the benefit of a green school. So the practices which we had, so like this was the thing there, like if we are saving on anything, then that saving, if we are saving on any of the green by doing any of the green practice, so we can that money can be further put into the pipeline for hiring more staff, for some more projectors, some more work tables and so on. So this is the thing, like if we are doing the green steps, so how we are helping the environment. So these were the data which was calculated by our own calculations and all. This is what we came up to. And then we are having practices we wish to implement. So the thing which we had, we could register the 7 practices which I feel that our school still has a scope to do. So where we want, first the thing we wanted to install a self-sustained paper plant so that we can just be, that outsource agency can be at one place, like we can, first of all, the skills can be developed in the school itself. Amongst the students, we can develop so many skills if we are having that paper plant in our school. And I have explained these practices in detail. So this is my plan 1, self-sustained paper plant. So what are the benefits are being written? We have estimated the paper waste our school is generating, in spite of the fact that we go digital at many places. But then also we expect that every year, like we are having 1700 or like 1300 kg or 10 around what we say 1000 to 1300 kg of the paper waste is coming. And that then we researched and we contact many of the agencies like who can help us in installing this. We took the quotations. These were the some companies which gave us the quotations. We worked upon them, and then this investment is helping us to, like, this is the total cost of the expenditure which we counted in that 18th edition. But by the year, the next year, that it has already, like, because the inflation and all this rose to 1 lakh further. Like, these were the quotations, they were taken in the previous year only. So like we plan, like we can give some advanced training to our gardeners, so that we can so that they can help us to develop the thing I told you, that I feel that in our school, even the 60% of the area of the school, not 60 exactly, but around 50 or 45% of the area is the green area. Still we can work on that more, the pollination things and all, so that the ecosystem improves further, can be done. And then the outcome of that project was there, like when our gardeners are more, like, educated on this way, so how we can improve upon this. And then this was one plan, that pool to school app, like where the students only, like we had given this competition, is still, it's in the pipeline, it's clear the one stage, like those who are using the own transport, like some pool app can be developed, so that the parents can be the pool system can be there, so school can have their own Uber or Ola system. Like, this was one plan. And then the benefit of this plan are being listed here. And then we are having one automation plan, like the electricity saving terms, and the focus light, the energy efficient devices, and if we are using those smart devices, like how we can help how, like what we want and how it can help the environment. This we have given in this, like in the absence of the sensor, what will happen, and in the presence, how we were affecting the thing. And then the rainwater, though we already have one of the rainwater harvesting, but still, like school is having many, like it is being divided into many blocks, and we are not using the entire rooftop as the rainwater harvesting system. So further there some system can be done. And then energy efficient building, because these are the things, like if we are using the reflectors and also, with time passage they get worn and torn, and we have to redo those things. So that was also being required. And then the air for water system is there, like this is also one of the proposal the children, like we could find out that we can work on it. And uh, so this was there. And then we want to implement these practices so that we can contribute to the environment on the various fronts. So this was the presentation, and the various, like expected budget for the various practices was being summed up here in this slide. And then the video links to the various things we did. So this was all about the presentation we had. Yeah, that's all from my side, because like this way we worked, and this way we
Yeah.
worked, and
Yeah.
the things happened for us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anjali ji. The way you had given the insights and that very much helpful. In fact, you had introduced very innovative yet very easily applicable implementations through your presentation. I hope now this will give an idea for the schools also how their approach can be shaped up in such a way that they can come up with 5 ideas with respect to energize with care and protect what's rare. Thank you so much, Anjali, Miss Anjali Jaiswal. Thank you. And
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
yeah, thank you so much. So as we already briefed, this slide is about the webinars that we are conducting as a part of, the slide is basically everything about the program. The Green Your School program, as I told you, these are the recognitions and the awards. Here is the QR code. The registration for the program is completely free. For any doubts, you can contact me or Zoya anytime. And we have planned about 7 online webinars on different topics related to Energize with Care and Protect What's Rare theme, and which started from 17th July, and now we are in the 5th webinar. And for every webinar, this had also encouraged us through the schools in such a way that the schools are taking a very active participation in the webinar and also registering for the program. In fact, this is a very good thumbs up. It's a kind of thumbs up to both for me and Zoya also. And so the as we mentioned, since there are many requests from many schools, many school bodies and chain of schools and educational societies, we had extended the registration deadline from 1st of September to 25th of September, and the project submission deadline to 1st of to 25th of October from 1st of October. So this will actually gives a good amount of time for the newly registered schools also to come up with various ideas but for the students and for the mentors, and the mentors can still get some time. I hope you will use this time at a very as a valuable thing. And thank you so much. And I request all of you to register to the program, as it's a completely free program and completely free registration. And this exercise actually gives a lot of boost up to the students, and also a very good privilege to the school, and also to the teachers. So here is the QR code. You can register through it. If not, you can go to the website, that Zoya had already mentioned. And our next webinar is on no waste, more wildlife, which is on 19th September. And the main idea of the webinar topic is to how clean campuses attract life. The main idea is to tell, or give an insights on how clean campuses attracts biodiverse life. So we would like to emphasize on that. Thank you so much. And I'll leave the screen like this. Meanwhile, in case if anyone would like to register, you can register. And I'll also I'll also go through the chat questions first, as most of the questions are already answered through the chat. But in case if anyone would like to ask, you can definitely ask us. So there's one question from Divya Dyuti Roy. I have a query regarding the submission of the PPT, which I had already uploaded, and then notice the format presentation is sent by you. Will the PPT accepted, which I have uploaded? Zoya? Hello? Hello, Zoya? Okay. The format, if the format is more or less the same, whatever we had given, we can definitely accept it, Divya Jyoti. If it is different from whatever we have given, or varying majorly, then I think we have to relook into it. There's one more question from Rajita Singham. Good afternoon. Is it mandatory to submit 5 ideas? Which is the last date for the submission of the PPT? Last date for the submission of the PPT is October 25th. And definitely you have to give 5 ideas minimum, 5 ideas for sure. And we have already shared the presentation. We'll definitely look into. Can you please once again explain the process to download the template? There's nothing. You just have to register to the program. When you register to the program, an automated mail will come which has the PPT within that, and that format PPT you can use it to make your collect your ideas and present it to us. Is the date of submission extended to 25th? Yes. When we have to upload the 12A and 18G certificate of school society, if it is readily available, you can submit it now. If not, in case if your school is shortlisted within the top 8 or top 10 schools, then definitely we will ask you. By then you have to give the for the taxation purpose, we require the 12A and 80G certificate. So last date for registration is 25th September, and last date for submission is 25th October. Exactly. When we have to upload the 12A, I think we had already answered. And is the template of the PPT has been shared to the Gmail? Yes, those who have registered for the program, the template will be automatically shared. It is applicable for all the schools, not just government schools or private schools or top-end schools. The main idea of the program is basically to encourage all the school students, irrespective of whatever educational society they belong to. And do you have to make a prototype? You don't have to make a prototype of any implementation now only, but give the idea, estimate the idea through the budget. So based on that, once if you are selected, you can definitely you have to then put it on ground in your school. You have to find the school location in the school, as however you had mentioned in the PPT. In all the ideas that you had given, you have to then make, and that's when the money will be dispersed. From where do you get the format of submission? Once if you register your school, you will be automatically getting a Gmail, a mail to your mail ID, to the registered mail ID, and you can use that particular template for your presentation. If you have any more questions and if you, any doubts, queries, you can definitely ask us. You can please unmute yourself and please ask us, ma'am. I think most of the queries are well answered. There are, if in case if you have any concerns, you can write to either to me or Zoya. We'll definitely answer you throughout, whenever possible. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your participation and your enthusiasm. Only because teachers like you are there, this kind of programs are getting a very good support, and also to the schools, it's a very added advantage, and you are really the assets to the students and also to the to the schools. Thank you so much, and I encourage all the schools to participate in this particular program, because this is one of a kind of program that is actually working towards and practically implementing, like making you implement these ideas. Not every school will be, not every such kind of program will be allowing you to do, and we are highly encouraging the students, teachers, program parents, and also the schools, everyone in a school to be a part of it. And for participation, we'll be giving the certificates. We'll be giving certificate for the mentor and also to all the three students. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. So let's meet for the next webinar, that is on September 19th. I by then we are expecting good number of schools to participate, and those who couldn't register before September 1st can actually utilize this 25 days of time, and you can please register, finalize the students' teams, and please register. Thank you so much. Thank you.